I was born and raised in a Christian home, but the first time that I can remember choosing to go to church by my own choice was when I was a teenager. And I went to an Inge with my parents. I decided to go to church because I was interested to get to know the God who my parents introduced me to. My experience of going to church was very religious, and what I mean by that is that I went to church to tick my moral checklist. I was dedicated as a baby, and then I was also confirmed when I was 17. I don't believe that I knew Jesus at the time. I knew of him, I knew about him, but I didn't know him personally. Some time had passed, nearly the whole of my first year, and then a friend of mine invited me to come to church with her. The church happened to be Common Ground Bosch, and I thought, you know what, haven't ticked my moral checklist in a while, may as well go and see what it's about. It was the first English church that I went to. I remember looking at my friend, just witnessing them worship and express their love towards God with their hands pointed up towards heaven, their facial expressions, their body language, and I thought, wow, I want that. I want to be able to love God like that and to know him that sincerely and genuinely, that I'm able to express my love physically with all of the other people who also do. I can't recall who was preaching, what the sermon was about. The only thing that I can recall was encountering Jesus, and not necessarily in a grand, physically manifested way, but just in the knowledge of my heart that this is what I have been yearning for. I often describe it as having this hole in my heart that I try to fill with many things in my life, with romantic relationships, drugs, alcohol. Nothing could fill that hole. That day, I felt as if I finally experienced what I was looking for. I met who I was looking for. I experienced true satisfaction. Jesus made a way for me to be able to have a relationship with the Father, which I could not do in my own works. I was linked to a home group and started what we call a life group. I started joining a community. I did the Alpha course to learn more about the basics of who God is, what salvation means, what it looks like to follow Jesus. I was able to ask questions. I was able to grapple with the questions that I always had and get to know who Jesus really is. It was clear as day to me that God is with us, that he is with me, that I can know him, that I can have a relationship with him, that he wants to spend time with me, and that he has so much more for my life than what I could ever imagine. No more moral checklist, no more fence sitting, all in it for him.